Hey guys, this is Tacokat, and welcome back to the channel. I'm here to do a review for the shonen series Fire Force. Me and Ark decided to do a collab together discussing this show. Now, before I start, let me just do a quick little shameless self-promo about my reviews. I do anime rants and reviews on Anime Amino, as well as write a few articles for the Neve website. I mostly like talking about underrated series, overrated series, and overall just like ranting on manga. Honestly, some of it is just me raging at 2 a.m. over Banana Fish or Hunter x Hunter or some seasonal series that I just watched. I also have a couple of things out on the Neve website on Demon Slayer, The Promised Neverland, and Made in Abyss. So if you're interested in any of this, feel free to check it out. The links are in the description below, and I hope to see you around.
Right.
With people randomly turning infernal and causing a bunch of deaths, who is there to take them out? Well, there's the Blue Stripes. Now, there's many different groups in many different areas throughout the story, and we see some of them. Company 8 is the main group that we focus on throughout the show. Now, along with Company 8, we also follow our main character.
That was close.
One who some people would call a watered-down Deku. I'm talking about Shinra.
I'm Shinra Kusakabe. It's an honor to meet you all.
When he was younger, Shinra woke up to his house on fire and to his mom who turned infernal. He also had a younger brother who he thought died in the fire, but we will cover show somewhere else. He has some pretty badass powers. When Shinra grew up, he decided he would be part of the Blue Stripes, and he wanted to protect people and become a hero.
Here I go. I refuse to be what they say I am. No matter what I have to do, I will be a hero!
All set. Make me proud, hero.
Will do.
However, Company 8 has a bunch of weirdos in it, and is one of the smaller Blue Stripe groups. But they still get tasked to take out and purify the Infernals, which is enough for Shinra. Now, spoiler alert, one of my favorite parts had to be the fight between Sho and Shinra that revealed that Sho was alive this whole time, but instead he was with White Clad, and that he also developed some pretty sick-ass powers. The fact that he was able to stop time and attack everyone with his sword, I don't know, it just looked really cool to me.
Because of the grace of the evangelist, I am possessed of an absolute power. You may have an Adola burst, but you can't win.
However, I know this is going to be a bit controversial, but I do have a couple of issues with this show. Now, instead of rattling on and rambling about small nitpicks that I have, I'm just gonna talk about my main issue that I have with this show. I'm gonna be honest, the thing that really turned me off was the fan service. I really think it messed up the mood on what was going on in the show. There'll be some really cool story beats or some really cool moments, but then they'll just put in those Tamaki gags in the middle of something, and honestly, it'll just ruin the whole mood of that scene and of that moment.
Ow, that's gonna leave a mark.
I am not a knight-shaped seat cushion. Kindly move.
Now, I'm aware that it's kind of a nitpicky criticism, but I did also see that there were other people who did take issue with the Tamaki kind of moments, so at least I'm not the only one. Just putting it out there though, if you don't agree with me, that's perfectly valid. Those moments could have worked for you, they just didn't work for me personally. Now, in all honesty, I really liked Tamaki. I feel like she could have been a really great character, but they really just relegated her to be a joke, a gag, and I didn't really like that. It really feels like the whole first season, Tamaki was just used as a gag and a joke, and really for nothing else.
I want ramen too!
She's coming! Run!
And when things got too serious in the show, they would just put in this random joke of Tamaki, and she isn't used for anything else besides gags and jokes, and I feel like that's just a really crappy way of using her, because she could have been so much more than what they made her out to be. Now, I mean, I watched a lot of shonen as a kid, so I'm honestly kind of used to girl characters being used as the butt of the joke, but honestly, it's kind of gotten old. Just kind of seeing these little gags of Tamaki in between, it just made me roll my eyes, to be honest. But overall, nitpicks and issues aside, I still thought it was a pretty good show. You know, there's obviously one or two things that I personally would have changed if I somehow magically was in charge of putting together a whole anime show. I still think, if you haven't already, I definitely think if you're thinking about watching it or kind of on the fence about watching it, give it a shot. It's a pretty solid show, in all fairness. I definitely recommend it for more casual viewing, though.
That was awesome!
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to hear more from me, feel free to check me out on Anime Amino or on the Neve website. Again, the links are in the description below. If you haven't already, subscribe to Ark. Super cool dude. Literally, he was so patient, gave me so much time in the world to do this because, believe it or not, I'm a pretty busy lady. Hit like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Thanks.